And we're back.
We have a lot of stuff going on, actually. Today we're going to be doing a ceramic coating and finishing the denibbing on Alex's wheels. And depending on how much we get done today, maybe we'll start also doing finishing up some carbon fiber pieces that I already have in the works. I've had no door handles in the TC on the inside of the car for a long time, since like the summertime. They're down here. Well, there's door handles there. It's just the door handle covers. I never finished them.
Oh, you're a procrastinator.
Very, very big procrastination.
Yeah,
so, but now I have to go. Now this all has to be ready by March. So
yeah,
a lot of stuff to do. Anyway, so we're gonna start continue to denib these tires.
I gotta clean.
And Alex is gonna start cleaning the faces, getting them ready for a ceramic coating. Yep. All right.
All right. Where are the cleaning products? Products of the queen.
Good thing I moved them into this little area that's right behind you. Anyway, so Alex is gonna start cleaning up some of that. I'm gonna denib. I have this regular knife that I was going to use for some vinyl wrapping. I have replacement blades. I'm just going to continue to go around. Alex started denibbing these with scissors. Unfortunately, because the scissors are scissors, he couldn't get low enough on the nibs. So my wheels are going to have better denibbing done than yours. Impatient.
You know what? I was dark.
Dark and doing it with scissors.
Yes.
Perfect plan.
Who the hell gave me scissors?
Yeah. So.
I gotta clean wheels. What am I using?
Alex is gonna start cleaning the wheels, and then we're gonna go and start ceramic coating. Oh boy! All right, so these are officially, all four of them are officially
Coated.
The only thing, Alex, and just I'm just trying to give Alex a heads up. Don't leave him outside, and you'll be fine.
What do you mean don't leave him outside?
You gotta let him cure for 24 hours. That's if you don't know, if you're gonna do ceramic coating at home, make sure you at least leave it for 24 hours, give or take, to let them actually like cure. We left him down here to sit while we were eating lunch, and then to move him again, we're not gonna touch the face. We're gonna pick him up by the barrel, by the inside. It's okay. We just gotta get your little weenies. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for these wheels. The next time we'll see them are probably gonna be when they're going onto the car. Probably, and that's who knows with the weather. These are nice summer tires, so
yeah. Not anytime soon.
No, not anytime soon.
But in March.
Exactly. So we'll see these when they go onto the car next.
Yeah.
All right. We have one thing I will say. Alex is still replacing the valve stems on these. We don't like the rubber ones.
And I want my TPMS back. I hate lights.
Yeah. That's one of the other things is we're gonna this year I'm running TPMS on my summer wheels.
Yeah, no, I can't do lights on the dashboard anymore.
And on top of that, I have the tool now to do it. So
yeah.
It's gonna be nice and easy. I bought the tool for my fiance's car. By the way, they have wheels. It has wheels on it now, so that's the cool news.
Run shit over.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, went off a curb yesterday, had no issue. Anyway, but yeah, these are nice. Can't wait to see them on the car, and we'll see them next on the car.
Yeah.
All right.
Super excited.
We do have a couple of things that I'm gonna end up doing this week, and I'll bring you guys along. But this is gonna be it for Sunday, and then I'll bring you guys along for the next couple nights. Alex is gonna go home, and we'll meet up with Alex in the next video.
Yep. See ya.
See you later, guys. All right, guys. So it's been a couple days since the last time we talked. It's just been a crazy week. So I didn't have any time to work on the stuff that I wanted to do. So we're gonna take a look at it today. So obviously, I have the two pieces of the two door handles that I started working on. This definitely didn't come out the greatest. This was definitely full of a lot of stuff that I realized I could fix and prevent in the future. So um, hopefully these will come out decent. They are just door handles, so hopefully they won't be the key or the center of focus when you hop in and out of the car, or I guess they would be. Anyway, so the game plan is we're gonna sand this down, try to get it nice and flat. This one I tried doing a little bit of wet sanding on. And there's a little bit of difference in texture, but there is some lows and high spots, so I'm gonna try to sand it down a little bit more. I have a nice little sanding block that I can use to try to get it nice and flat. And we're gonna go from there. I think I was using 120 grit, or yeah, 120 grit for this step. So I'm gonna get that loaded up onto the block and start sanding. The other thing I want to try to do today is figure out how much material I need to do my entire lip kit. So we're gonna do that a little bit later. But I got this little hat on because it's cold down here still, and it has a little bit of light on it. So that should definitely help out. Oh, and I did buy myself a respirator. Just a regular respirator. I don't know what exactly the specs were on it. But I learned my lesson last time I did this. So, respirator. I'm also wearing long sleeves. So, there's that. Not that I'm messing with any carbon fiber right now. But anyway, we're going to set this up. I have the heater going. It snowed yesterday, so it's still very cold down here. So yeah. Anyway, let's get to work. So I'm standing here sanding with this stuff, and I'm wearing the mask and everything. I made myself lightheaded standing up. I think the other issue is I was breathing entirely through my nose versus breathing normally. Anyway, so I decided to go upstairs and grab a chair. It's not the fanciest chair. It's not the tallest chair. But it'll do. It'll do. I think I got this mainly sanded down, so now at this point, once I get this all nice and set up, I think the option would be to wipe these down with the mineral, I think it's like mineral cleaner? Mineral spirits. This stuff right here. This is to basically wipe off all the sand. We'll kind of blow all this dust away, or wipe down the dust and everything like that. And we'll wipe this down with some towels, and I don't know, maybe depending on the time, maybe we will start laying down some epoxy. So, yeah, let me set up this chair. We'll wipe this stuff down, and we'll see where we are from there. Alright, so I don't know if you guys saw that on this one, but this one came out pretty decent. You could kind of see silver underneath the weave in some areas. That's because when I first did this, I didn't know about the whole thing of like you could still kind of see through the weave. I have a fix for that for the next couple pieces that we end up doing. Ends up just being a little bit of dye into the base layer of the epoxy, so a layer that goes below the carbon fiber itself, and that will hide the silver. Now, I don't know if you guys were able to tell, but this piece right here, I'll get you guys nice and close for it, but I don't know if you guys will be able to tell, but there is some silver showing in the driver's side piece. Clearly, that means I sanded down a little bit too much in that area. Maybe didn't have enough epoxy in that area. Just a couple of edges on the side. All right, so I got this little cardboard box right here. I'm hoping that this is enough for it to just kind of hang out. Maybe I'll put it towards the sides. Yeah. So this should hopefully work out for what I needed to do. I might need to figure out a way, because it's still relatively not warm enough down here. What I might need to do is I might need to turn off the heater for a little bit and use a heat gun. What the heat gun will do is it'll allow me to basically speed up the process of the tackiness, because you want to lay down a coat, give it a bit, come back, lay down another coat, give it a bit, come back, lay down another coat. But because of how cold it is in here, I don't think it's gonna do anything. It's just really not gonna. It's not the ideal environment to do it. The other thing is with the heat gun will bring out any of the bubbles that may be in the epoxy, so that's also going to help out. And obviously with the next 3 layers, it's going to be 3 even layers, not like one heavier than the other. And like I said, I'll end up coming back multiple times to do the layers. But yeah, so I laid down some plastic, I put up the little cardboard. There may have been other best options. This is the closest one I could find for the quickly, because like I said, I want to be able to start laying down the epoxy, and then hopefully have this finished today, let it set, and come back tomorrow, make sure everything is nice and ready to be polished, and maybe put them back in the car. At least that's the game plan for that. So yeah, again, this is all trial and error. Like I said, I'm not entirely happy with the current outcome of the driver's side piece, and like I said, I'm end up doing these again in the future. This was realistically just to kind of get back into what I am going to be doing for the big parts of the TC, because there's a lot of stuff to do. Anyway, so let's get the epoxy mixed, lay down our first layer of epoxy. Again, it's not warm enough down here, so we're going to use the heat gun. Once that starts going, it'll probably tack up pretty quickly, so I'm probably going to do one, or I guess both of them, epoxy both, and then start laying down the second layer of that. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this will come out just as good and hopefully better than the cooling plate. So, yeah. Let's get started, I guess, right? So I laid down the first layer of epoxy, and I used the heat gun to kind of evenly heat each of these to kind of bring out the bubbles. The heat gun definitely helped level out the epoxy, but I think ultimately, obviously you're going to need the 2 additional layers to kind of get a really nice even playing field. The only other thing I would say that's going to help also with the evenness is once all 3 layers of epoxy are on, the final wet sand and polish is where things will kind of get nice and smooth. We'll see what happens. So far, I think the brushing method definitely evened out really nicely. We'll see how it goes on the edges. The sides and edges for the one that I kind of poured it on, where it's able to nice and fall off, that side does look pretty good in terms of like the overall mesh of the epoxy as it's on the way down. But so far, this is working. I hope. Fingers crossed. Fingers always crossed. Yeah, time to let this sit for a couple minutes. We'll give it a nice little tacky test, and then I guess lay down the next layer of epoxy. All right, guys. So we have one more layer of epoxy to do. and then it has to sit for 24 hours. So I will meet you guys in 24 hours from now when we go into wet sanding and stuff like that. So far, so good. It looks really good, especially the passenger side one. That one looks like it's going to come out really, really good. The driver's side, obviously, we have those two little issue places, but I think realistically, we're kind of doing what we need to do to get this set up. Tomorrow as well, what we'll do is we'll come in. I have an entire layer or entire roll. An entire roll of carbon fiber. This is 100 centimeters by 152 centimeters. I think it's 5 foot. 5 foot by 1 meter. So I want to say that this is wide enough for the lip kit, or at least the front lip kit. 5 feet might be just enough to span the entire length of it and have a little bit extra to play with. And I want to say, because the entire middle piece is going to be cut out, I'll be able to reuse those pieces, maybe for some trim pieces. I also have the 2 rear spats that I have to do as well. So this should get rid of at least the front lip and the rear spats, maybe a couple other trim pieces as well. And yeah, that's it for today. We'll touch base tomorrow. Talk to you guys later. Guys, what do you guys think of that? That came out 10 times better than I expected it to be. Even the driver's side, it still looks really good. There's no cloudiness in the epoxy. It came out like really, really, really good. I'm very excited on how this is. Now, obviously, we still have one more step to do, and I think what we're going to do is we're going to end up doing that in the next video because there is going to take some time, and I want to not bore you guys and get things wrong. What I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to try to polish this piece out. This is the cooling plate, and I want to try to polish that out and see if I can get that to a nice state. I'm going to learn everything I can from this, so when I do to something like that, I'm not going to ruin it. At least that's the goal. However, I do want to share with you guys one thing. So this is the mirror cap that I bought. It's faded. You can see how faded it is with the epoxy. The 3M tape is just, it wasn't that great. I never put this on the car. I bought it, and when I received them, I immediately regretted it. It's just, I really wanted something that would fit perfectly. This was not it. However, it sat down here for a while, and I accidentally kicked it across the floor the other day, and it had some really nice grooving in it, and that made me wonder. If I was to drop off my hood, I have pictures, I'll put pictures of my hood. When that arrived, it came with scratches. I was going to drop it off and have somebody try to fix it, bring it to like a paint place, or, someone who can work with carbon fiber pieces like that. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, I'm like, what are the chances I could fix it? Like, if I'm going to bring it somewhere, like, how hard could it be? So, I got to thinking, let's figure out how to fix it. So, I figured out a way, or not figured out, I looked it up, obviously. I learned that you can just sand down where it's scratched, get it nice and like sands. You don't want to sand it down too much, otherwise you go through the carbon fiber, like I did on the one piece. But you want to kind of get it nice in there, and then you want to tape it off, lay down epoxy, and try to fix it. Well, I have this. This is already messed up. There isn't that much of epoxy on it, which is very interesting. There's like no epoxy done on this piece whatsoever compared to what I see on my pieces. But I should be able to, technically, sand it down, which I already began, lay down some epoxy, let it sit, come back in 24 hours, wet sand it, and polish it. It should come out good. At least that's the theory. At least that's what I've seen online for how to fix carbon fiber. And if I can get this to work, and if I have to, I will put scratches in the cooling plate, I will, to try to figure out how to fix my hood. Because I've always wanted to run the exposed carbon fiber, and because it was scratched, I was just kind of contemplating whether or not to just wrap it. It does have benefits of being lighter than a stock hood, so I was thinking that. So this is just speculation of what I can be able to do. I might be able to fix the hood, and we might be able to run the hood exposed carbon for the show in March. So that'd be pretty cool if we could. So there's that. And I guess I should kind of tease one other thing. So let's take a look and see what I got. These came in the mail recently. I can't wait to have them mounted up on the Enkis. Good, none of them are facing the way that you can actually see what they are. But I can't wait to see how they fit on the Enkis. And you guys have to wait for the next video to figure out what size I will be running on the TC next year. It's going to be interesting. I can't wait to show you guys what I have planned. So much is changing this year. I'm very, very excited on what's going to happen. These tires, these wheels, all the carbon fiber pieces that we're going through for the TC. I am super, super excited for what's in store this year. Unfortunately, this is the end of today's video. If you guys like how I did today's video on like the carbon fiber pieces, if you guys want to see more of that kind of stuff, or have any recommendations on what you guys would like to see, or the best way for me to record for what you guys would be interested in watching, please let me know in the comments below, because this is going to be a lot of work for the next, pretty much for the next 2 months, and I would like to bring you guys along, but I just want to make sure you guys are wanting to come along and maybe do more of a in-depth tutorial on it, or just follow along with what I'm doing. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like it. Give me any ideas, any tips what you guys would like to watch, and I'll make it work for you guys. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you are not subscribed already. And I will see you guys in the next video. Later.